Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Game Master Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video is a continuation of the RPGaDay 2024. This is day 4, so I am still on time, and today's prompt is the RPG with great art. And so my selection for that is Conan 2D20 from Modiphius. Now, unfortunately, this system is out of print. It's not. Modiphius no longer has the licensing for this. It is now moving over to Heroic Signatures, and they do have a tabletop RPG that is due for Kickstarter sometime in September-ish, or certainly the fourth quarter of 2024. So I'm looking forward to taking a look at that, and hopefully they maintain the standard for the artwork, because Conan 2D20 definitely set the standard. It was by far, I think, the highest quality art industry wide. So they certainly set that standard. Uh, Free League is right up there with them as well. I think between the two publishers, Modiphius and Free League, you are getting the best art that is in the industry, virtually hands down. So let's take a look at just some of the art, the pieces of art in Conan 2D20, and I think you'll see where I'm coming from. So here we have the core rule book, and the front cover is Brahm. All right, so you're not going to get a more well-known artist than Brahm, especially for cover art. And I will even the maps. I mean, look at the vibrancy of this map, and just how gorgeous it actually is. And I mean, just phenomenal stuff. Uh, Page layout and the art behind the printing in many cases as well. I'm going to focus a lot on this particular book, and there are 22 books in here. So here's the cover artwork is by Brahm. You have all of this interior art, and there were so many different individuals as well. And there's different art styles that you'll see in here, but they still carry the essence of Robert E. Howard's Conan stories. So it's really quite amazing. Like I said, even some of the background pieces of the of this book are just outstanding. I mean, you look here, and you're supposed to focus on what's being written here in this passage, but when you look behind it, you can see the artwork that is just behind it. That's part of the overlay, and the detail that is in the art behind there is just phenomenal. Um, I mean, I love each of these pieces for a variety of reasons, but I'm going to zoom in here, and you can see the detail that is in this. You can actually see the blood dripping off of the blade here. Um, you see those. There's a little bit of blood on his dagger here, and you can see the blood spilling out on the ground here as well. This guy looks like he's clutching where he has been slashed open. Um, the man hanging on, dangling on, his hair flowing back. The artwork is just without peer. I mean, another background image that you're really not supposed to, really be focusing on, and yet it does still stand out. It grabs your attention. Here's another. Now, this is a little bit more of a comic book style, and yet it still fits the feel of the game and what Robert E. Howard's Conan is all about. I'm not even sure if this is a painting or a picture or whatnot, but I mean, it's just unbelievable. Getting into the finer details in these behind behind the text images. And I'm going to go like through most of this book, just to give you. I mean, the the fact that the axe is blurred, it's almost like if you were taking a photograph of this action coming at you, and it would be blurred in the foreground, and in the background it goes clear again, and then it blurs again. You can see the rays of light cutting through here. I mean, this is just an insane picture. It's hard not to just focus in on every one of these pictures. Um, you can see the illumination around the candle, all right, and the way that the light is bouncing off of some of the coins and even the jewels that are in here. You can see um, the light on the arm here, and on the side of her face towards the candle. Same with him, all right. And so the shadowing and shading and the light hitting where it's supposed to is just top notch skill. Now, this is another like very comic book esque, and yet it still has all of those elements. You can see there's a fireplace here, and it's reflecting on, and you get your lighter sources of light here. And then behind him, it's all in shadow, except for his armband, which might have caught some of the light off of here. And so you can see it reflecting there. There are just so many incredible pictures in here, and you can see it's like a couple pages of text and then great artwork. I mean, I even like the character models for where they're detailing each of the character classes that are in here, and they're very very different in one aspect, and yet you can see how they're assorted this way to be the character class representations. So they still carry that same theme throughout. Um, Going through, like I said, I'm going to spend, I've only gone through 46 pages of 437 pages. And so you've seen quite a number of pieces of art already. Again, this is one of those ones where the closer you are, you get this. Look at this mud splatter. I mean, just that level of detail, and to have it blurred in as if that action is actually happening right in front of you. And the light source coming through, the sun coming through, and it's hitting all the right spots on the individuals. But really what blows my mind with this is the either the dirt or the mud getting kicked up, and how that is blurred really shows a movement in this picture. Same thing here with the torch, and you can see the illumination around the torch, and then the closest the torch is to his head, there's that bright spot on his forehead here, and same thing with the light cast on the side of her face and his arm, and then there's shadowing elsewhere. Just the fog or the mist or whatever wrapping around at their feet. I mean, even something as simple as this axe here, and you can see the detail in the feathering and the grain of the haft of the axe. Just the finer details that you see throughout here. Um, just nonstop level of detail, and it's just mind-boggling how good this art is. I mean, so here you have two either jumping or falling out of a tree. They're probably jumping out of a tree. He's going to do a flip over and then land on his feet on the rooftop. And you can see the leaves following there after them because they've leapt from here to go down to there, down to the rooftop. And I could go on and on and on. There is just so many just different photographs in here, art, that it's just nonstop. So I'm going to pretty much leave it there. I think that hands down, the Conan 2D20 series of books, all 22, 23 books of the collection are um, are the high bar standard of the industry. You cannot come close to matching this unless you are so dedicated to just putting out the best quality art that you possibly could find. And at the same time, they still dedicated the time to staying true to the source material, and they have phenomenal game mechanics as well. So all together, um, by far one of the best tabletop role playing products I have ever seen, and it's just a great testament to what Modiphius put out there. And this goes back to 2014, 2015 that they were working on this and putting it out. That this is still real art by real artists going back 7 years ago. So, or actually between 7 and 9 years ago, actually. So, just great stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I welcome your questions and your comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And I will have these RPGaDay uh, installments every single day throughout the month of August. And look forward to seeing you sometime on the gaming screen or at a convention. You'll have a great rest of your weekend. Take care.